30 points. Something like 30.
Something. Might as well at least give the opening statement while we're
Yeah,
waiting.
go for it.
All right, so we're not here till midnight. I would say this, that I'm really disappointed. And you know, it was a rocky start with injuries, and we all know that, you know, the scenario of what happened. We got to 2-11, and at no time during that 2-11 did I ever feel that we were in any trouble or anything like that. I felt good about them. I knew that we had an opportunity, and we got healthy, and when we got better, and when we learned the zone and all that kind of stuff. And the thing that they've always done is come to play. They always came to play. And no matter what the situation was, we battled, we fought, and tonight we didn't come to play. Tonight we did not come to play. I mean, Jared Goffrey, or whatever the hell his name is, starts the game with 2 uncontested threes. The scouting report is he can't catch and shoot. And yet, bam, bam, 2 uncontested threes. Okay. And then we got steals, and we didn't pass the ball. We turned it over. You know, I know we're not a great shooting team. You knew that, and we know that. But this was ridiculous. Just ridiculous. At this time of the year, to shoot the ball at home, and we haven't been here to shoot it like that. And more ridiculous were the turnovers. And more ridiculous than that was that we just kept bombing threes when we can't make them. When we were 31 for 49 from the 2. And why we wouldn't kept pounding it in and getting to the rim, I have no idea. So some people would say we're very poorly coached, and we were very poorly coached tonight when you're shooting bombing threes and not getting to the rim, and when you're not playing hard, and when you have no concept of what we're trying to do on offense. And so we got what we deserved. We did not come to play. And like I said before, these guys got in here. That's the first time I can sit here and say that all year. And it's really disappointing to me because there was a lot on the line tonight, a lot at stake. We still had a chance to win the conference. We still had a chance to be a top 4 team. We got all these home games coming, and we come in and play like this at home. It's very disappointing.
All right, we'll open it up for questions for either Jalen or Trey.
Jalen, at times, a lot of times it just looked like the offense was struggling to get going there. Just what was your view of that?
Definitely, we were struggling to get going. I think we came out flat, and I think our defense definitely dictated that on the offensive end. We came out and we let one of the best players in the conference, Godfrey, just get 2 wide open looks, and he buried them. And I think ever since those possessions, it was just terrible for us.
We talked a lot during the broadcast too, because it kept popping up on the stat monitor. 2 minutes without scoring, 2:30 without scoring. There was just too many of those stretches here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. We can't have that. And me being a leader, I can't allow that to happen. And I got to do a way better job of taking care of the ball. And our turnovers were key, especially we had big possessions where we needed to score and we didn't get it. We got turnovers.
Trey, I saw you on a couple of occasions. One in particular, like you were like forcibly, wanting the basketball. When Cam said that stat there about how you guys were certainly in the lane as well. When they didn't run doubles at you, obviously every single time, you were able to have some success. Why was that?
I'm not sure. I think we honestly, I just was really confident today. I hadn't been shooting well from the field the past couple games, and after my first couple of shots went in today, I felt I could score in the post pretty easily, and it was a confidence thing. I was getting some good passes from my teammates, and that was also playing into that. And that was the mindset I had today. I knew I wasn't going to be a huge threat from outside the 3, but I knew I would be able to battle inside. And like you said, they didn't double us like a lot today, but I still had some key turnovers in that situation. But when it was 1-on-1, I felt no one could stop me from scoring in there. That was that.
Jalen, so out of everything it was a rough game today, but I want to point out one positive. How did you feel about the rebounding in the second half? Well, in going into the first half, you guys had, I think, 2 offensive rebounds, and then at the end of the game, you guys had something like 15. I mean, you out rebounded them completely, and that's usually an issue with you guys.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think we need to put that together for the whole game. Honestly, not just do it when we're in desperate need. We should do it all the time, and I think definitely that'll change the narrative of the game.
Trey, towards the end of the game, you had a turnover, and then a foul right away. It was a bad sequence, and we saw just a bit of frustration from you, which we don't usually see. And as you were walking back for the free throw, we watched Rocket pick your head up, and what does that kind of say about you guys, just as where your locker room's at, how you all have each other's back right now?
It just meant a lot because that was a real crucial time in the game. Like you said, there's back-to-back mistakes, and that's something that we try not to have happen. Is if you make one mistake, don't let it turn into 2 or 3. And I let that happen, but Rocket was there right away, right at half court to pick my head up, and then just knowing my teammates had my back like that, motivated me to keep going. And a couple possessions later, I tried to help back out on the offensive end to get the offensive rebound and make up for that turnover.
Jalen, as a senior leader on this team, you talked a little bit about just your role in that, but going forward, what you guys need to do to accomplish your goals. What do you say to this locker room? What do you do on the floor to kind of finish, February out and getting into March?
Honestly, it's just how bad do we want it? I think I've been through this 2 years, back-to-back years, where we started off pretty hot, and then towards the end of the season, we just let it fade away. And me being a leader, I can't let that happen anymore. I think we just got to play for 40 minutes, and I think the very key possessions are the very beginning of the game, and then to end the first half and to start the second half, and then obviously to end the game. So we just got to put it all together for 40 minutes.
Oh my God. And Trey, we know that you and Chris are very close, and towards the beginning of the game when he was starting to get going there, you were definitely encouraging him. So I was wondering, what does he bring to this team, and what are some of the things that you are saying to him after a play to cheer him up?
It's really obvious to see when he's playing well, the whole team plays well. He just brings in a whole different dynamic to the court because he's a very skilled big man, and having someone 6'9" that can do the things that he can really helps us out when he's rebounding and scoring. The biggest thing is those first couple baskets when he was scoring, he would go up right away. You got to dunk and finish through contact. And where you see him struggle is when he kind of overthinks some things. I struggle with it too, just trying to make too many moves at once. And I always try to tell him, try to go up right away. And when he is, getting it going, I'm remind him, this is what you got to do. Keep going, and you're going to help us out.
No,
Any other questions for the players? Okay, you guys are dismissed. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Coach, you've already got an opening statement for you, so we'll go ahead and open it up for questions directly.
And Camp, when you talked about coming on now, being ready to play and those types of things, what about the flow of the off? Because it was so choppy. You could see it just throughout the course of the game. It was such a struggle to run consistent offense.
We went off on our own and wanted to prove some things, I think. And we never got into an offense. There was a point in the first half where I called a play 3 times and we never got to it. And around here, if I call a play, you run the damn play. You have a lot of freedom as a player here. And that freedom stops when I call a play, you run the damn play. And tonight we didn't do it on multiple occasions. And I'm not going to call people out. I'm not going to do that. If you're in charge of something and you ask something to get done and it doesn't get done, then you obviously it's on you. Because maybe I should have taken the people out that didn't do what I said to do, although I did some of that tonight. We ran a play late in the game and we broke it off on our own. And that's what teams that don't win do. And we're challenged on offense, so our plays have got to be called at certain times, and that's something that I think I'm pretty good at. I think the history of my coaching tenure would speak to that. I think if you talk to coaches, that they would say that about me. There's a lot of things I'm not good at, but I think that's something that I'm really good at, knowing when and where to call things. And you saw us get a bunch of easy ones tonight, offset plays, bunch of easy ones. And yet, we decided to go off on our own. And it's very, like I said, I'm as disappointed. It's the only time this whole season that I can look you in the face and say, I'm really disappointed in our team. I'm really upset with it. And as I sit here, maybe we weren't ready because all the stuff that happened this week and I wasn't there for them. So maybe it is my fault, as I think about this. I mean, obviously I wasn't here Monday, and then Tuesday, but physically I was here. I don't think I was mentally, and I'm sure they know that. And yesterday's practice was probably not real good either. And so as I sit here and think about why we were so bad, why we weren't ready to play for the first time all year, maybe it's just all the things that happened, the tough weekend that we had, play so well at Youngstown and to lose a close game at Robert Morris, all the stuff that personally went on. Maybe it has something to do with that. So, but you're right. I mean, there is no offense. And then all of a sudden, boom, we're not playing at all. We ran a play to Blake, and Blake shot a three that hit the backboard. I've never seen that from him. I mean, he hit the backboard on an uncontested three. That means it didn't have, that means it was way off. And he, to go 1 for 12 from the floor, that's going to happen. It's just at this time of the year, you don't expect it to happen. And I'm sure he's not happy about it either. But my God, it's time to win games. Yeah. Not going to win going 4 for 29 from the three. The worst part of 4 for 29 is that it's 4 for 29. It should have been 4 for 17 or 18. We just kept flying away though, and that's on me.
Well, it makes you feel better, Camp. It wouldn't have been because you'd have been 2 for 17 at that point. But when you guys play again in 39 hours, Cleveland State's coming off a loss at Detroit.
No, Detroit beat him.
Oh yeah, Davis had 35, and I figured that would be your reaction to that news. It's not what you want to see, obviously, but
we win tonight. We win our home games. Now we win Saturday, and we're in the top 4.
right. And what do you guys have to do, Camp? Because in 39 hours you're playing, and that's what the stakes are.
Who else won?
Red State, YSU is in triple overtime right now.
Northern Kentucky beat Robert Morris.
At Robert Morris.
How do you circle the wagons, I guess, is the question.
Well, we got to. And again, it's been a tough week, and we just got to get together tomorrow and put this one behind us and go on to the next one. It's really now about March, getting ourselves in best position to have a chance to win the tournament. And I got 2 seniors that, I think they deserve a chance to compete and have a chance to win that tournament. And so we've got to pull everybody together and put this one beside and go forward. We win the rest of them. We're 14-6. That'll get us in the top 4. And we have a chance that we've proven we can beat anybody. So we have a chance to win every game we're going to play. You can't come out like we did, and we can't shoot like we did to do that. But we'll see. Big game on Saturday.
Third game in a row where you guys were kind of chasing in the second half and just couldn't seem to get over that hump yet again. What can you do to put yourself down in that situation on Saturday?
Well, and it all comes to that. I mean, we played a great game at Youngstown State. I don't look at it as a chasing or anything. It's just the way the game went. They're good. They're really good. And they made the plays they had to make. And then we chased Robert Morris and had a chance. And then tonight, Godfrey missed a free throw. We got to make them pay, and we turn it over. And it was, I don't know. I had a player run to a ball screen that has no business running to a ball screen and put Jalen in a really bad spot, put 3 defenders around him, which it was just, we were in a panic tonight. We were just mentally and physically, we weren't there. And, you know, why he would go and run to set a ball screen, a shooter. He's supposed to space out and let Jalen go. We didn't need a three. We just needed to score. You know, there was still 50 seconds to go in the game. We score there. It's a 2-point game with 45. We don't even have to foul now. We just get a stop. And we ran to a ball screen and 2 guys jumped Jalen and he lost it. But he didn't. I mean, he had 28 points, but, you know, he had 8 turnovers. So it wasn't one of the Jalen Moore type games you would expect.
And then more on the personal side, obviously your weekend and everything's been well documented. Was it, while today did not go the way you wanted it to, was it nice just to get back to basketball for a minute for you?
It was. I had a very full day today. I spoke to a group at the DAC this afternoon. We had a big meeting at 2:30 about, you know, some important issues that are going on at Oakland, and just get away and get busy was really good for me, and just to be here with the team. It's a great group of kids. I say I'm disappointed for the first time all year. That disappointment will be gone when I wake up in the morning and we'll get to work to try and win Saturday. There's a lot to play for. And like I said, we win our last 7 games. 5 of them are at home. We're capable of doing that, and we'll be right where we need to be.
You touched on it earlier about Jalen and Keaton this being their last season, and Coach Jeff Smith on the Campy Show, he said, you mentioned that that's a big motivation for the team. And you've seen a lot of players go through their last year and want to make it to the tournament. So, like, how big is that motivation for the team?
Well, it's something that we always try and play on. I mean, you know, that's just in my DNA to coach that way. And I let those seniors, they go through a lot. And again, it's changing because of the transfers and the transfer portal and that we won't have 4-year players as much. Maybe never again after Trey. I don't know. But it's something that I believe in, is that those guys have given everything, and it's their last year that we should play for them. And so we try and do that.
Any other questions? Okay, Coach. I think we're good.
Thank you.
Don't stay one triple overtime.